Hello everyone, and welcome to English Speaking Gym. I am really happy you are here with me today. Today we are going to train our English while exploring an interesting question about space. Our topic today is how satellites stay in orbit. Put on your headphones. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. And let's start shadowing together. When I first learned about satellites, I imagined them floating in space like balloons. I thought they simply stayed there because there was no gravity. But later I discovered that this idea is completely wrong. In fact, gravity is exactly the reason satellites stay in orbit. Gravity is always pulling satellites toward the Earth. So the real question is not why satellites stay up. The real question is why they do not fall down. To understand this, I like to imagine throwing a ball. If I throw a ball gently, it travels a short distance and then falls to the ground. If I throw it harder, it travels farther before it falls. The stronger I throw it, the farther it goes. Now imagine throwing the ball so fast that while it is falling toward the Earth curves away beneath it. The ball keeps falling, but it never reaches the ground. Instead, it keeps going around the Earth. This is exactly what orbit is. An orbit is the curved path that an object follows around a planet or another object in space. Satellites stay in orbit because two things are working together. One is gravity. The other is forward motion. Gravity pulls the satellite toward Earth. At the same time, the satellite is moving forward very fast. Because of this forward motion, the satellite keeps missing the Earth as it falls. So it continues circling the planet again and again. This balance between gravity and motion is the key idea behind orbit. If the satellite moved too slowly, gravity would pull it down and it would fall back to Earth. If it moved too fast, it could escape Earth's gravity completely and fly away into space. But when the speed is exactly right, the satellite stays in orbit. It keeps falling around the Earth instead of falling straight down. Most satellites travel at incredible speeds. For example, the International Space Station moves at about 28,000 kilometers per hour. At that speed, it can circle the Earth in about 90 minutes. That means astronauts on the station see 16 sunrises and 16 sunsets every day. There are different types of satellite orbits. One common type is called low Earth orbit. Satellites in low Earth orbit travel a few hundred kilometers above the Earth's surface. Many scientific satellites and the International Space Station operate in this region. Because they are closer to Earth, they move very quickly. Another important type is called geostationary orbit. This orbit is much higher above the Earth. A satellite in geostationary orbit takes exactly 24 hours to go around the planet. This matches the rotation of the Earth. Satellites often use this orbit. This allows television signals, internet connections, and weather data to be sent continuously to the same region. Launching a satellite into orbit is an incredible engineering challenge. First, a powerful rocket carries the satellite into space. The rocket must travel fast enough to escape the thick lower atmosphere. Once the rocket reaches the correct altitude and speed, the satellite is released. If everything is calculated correctly, the satellite begins its orbit around Earth. However, satellites do not stay in orbit forever. Over time, small forces can affect them. For satellites in low orbit, there is still a tiny amount of air. This creates drag, which slowly reduces their speed. If the speed drops too much, the satellite can begin to fall toward Earth. Eventually, it burns up in the atmosphere. Space agencies carefully monitor satellites to prevent problems. Some satellites have small engines. These engines can fire occasionally to adjust their speed and maintain their orbit. This process is called orbital correction. Satellites are extremely important in our daily lives. Many people do not realize how much we depend on them. Satellites help us communicate across the world. They allow GPS systems to guide our cars and airplanes. They monitor weather patterns and help predict storms. They observe the Earth and help scientists study climate change. Whenever I use my phone's navigation system, I remember that satellites are working silently above me.
These machines travel thousands of kilometers above the Earth at incredible speeds. Yet they follow precise paths that scientists calculated using physics and mathematics. Let me explain the main idea again in a simple way. Satellites stay in orbit because gravity pulls them toward Earth. At the same time, their high speed pushes them forward. This combination creates a curved path around the planet. As long as the balance between gravity and speed remains correct, the satellite continues orbiting. When I think about this system, I feel amazed by human creativity. We learned the laws of physics. Then we used those laws to place machines in space. These machines now help us communicate, travel, and understand our planet better. Great shadowing so far. Now let's practice some important vocabulary and useful power phrases. I will say each word slowly. I will give a simple meaning. Then I will give an example sentence. Please repeat each word with me. Orbit. The curved path an object follows around another object. Example. The satellite moves in orbit around the Earth. Gravity. The force that pulls objects toward each other. Example. Gravity keeps the moon moving around the Earth. Velocity. The speed and direction of an object's motion. Example. A satellite needs high velocity to stay in orbit. Atmosphere. The layer of gases surrounding a planet.
It all depends on getting the balance right. Example. It all depends on getting the balance right between speed and control. It all depends on getting the balance right for long-term success. This only works if everything is aligned. Example. This only works if everything is aligned properly. This only works if everything is aligned with the goal. If this goes off track, everything falls apart. Example. If this goes off track, everything falls apart quickly. If this goes off track, everything falls apart over time. You have to keep adjusting as you go. Example. You have to keep adjusting as you go to stay on track. You have to keep adjusting as you go based on feedback. This is what keeps it stable over time. Example. This is what keeps it stable over time, even under pressure. This is what keeps it stable over time, if managed properly.
Brings us to the end of today's session at English Speaking Gym. I hope you now understand how satellites stay in orbit, and I hope your pronunciation is becoming stronger and more confident. You did a fantastic job shadowing with me today. Remember to practice English every day. Little progress each day leads to big improvement over time. Come back again tomorrow for another exciting topic. I will be waiting for you. Thank you. Stay strong, and see you soon.